Hello everyone, I'm here to walk you through how TIBCO enables data scientists today to expose analytics as a microservice. So just as a brief introduction, today's world is controlled by analytics in general, and the push to embrace microservices architecture has meant that analytical models that are being developed need to be easily accessible. Microservices, by definition, are designed to encapsulate certain business use cases into an independent component. This means that your analytical models also need to follow a similar architecture. So, enterprise data scientists today use R for predictive modeling and mining data quite extensively. But however, it is very difficult to integrate or fit R into any modern day web development tools and any microservices themed architecture for a uniform customer experience across different digital channels. So your analytic models need to be available for seamless consumption downstream. So we have a demo that sort of shows you how TIBCO can overcome these challenges very easily. And our system of insight comes with a TSSS server, or what we would like to call as a TIBCO Spotfire statistic services server, where it allows data scientists to host their statistical models that they've developed either using Spotfire or any of the other techniques that are out there like R, MATLAB, or SAS and other things as well. So TSSS allows you to expose these data models for other applications to consume seamlessly. And in our demo, we'll be showing you how our hybrid integration platform connects to a HR analytics model, which predicts what is the likelihood of a specific employee to leave the organization. And it also we could also do some advanced stuff with this connectivity, but for the sake of this demo, we have kept things simple. So here's the statistical model that we're deploying to TSSS. So it's a HR analytics model, as I said earlier, and it sort of takes a few inputs into consideration, some of them being the number of projects that the current employee has worked on, the time he has spent at the organization, and what is his average working hours, for example. So it's taking a few different inputs to predict whether the employee is going to be retained at the likelihood of the employee to either retain at the organization or to leave that specific company. And the output is usually a 0 or a 1, a 0 being a 0 indicative of the employee staying back, and a 1 saying that the employee is likely to leave. So what we've done is we've taken this model and actually deployed it to a TSSS server. And as you can see that we have a TSSS server running on the same machine. And what we've done is using TSSS, you're able to expose an API, which actually takes in the inputs required for the model and gives you a 0 or a 1 that says the employee is likely to stay back or to leave. So this is the API endpoint that I was talking about. And as you can see, it gives you, we're sending in a few inputs which sort of indicate, is consumed by the model. And the model then replies with either a 0 or a 1, as you can see here, that is indicative of the employee that the employee is either going to stay back or leave. So what we've then done is we've actually taken this API endpoint and developed a BW or a BW process which actually consumes this endpoint and exposes it as an API. So what the integration application here is essentially doing is taking the input that we provide, sending it over to the statistical model, and then responding back with the likelihood of the employee to stay or leave. So once you actually go ahead and test this endpoint, you can see that even your integration applications are able to access your statistical models. So as you can see, the output here is clearly showing that the employee that you're currently querying is likely to leave the organization. So you can actually we've actually simplified this use case for the sake of this demo, but you can envision the power that these sort of that analytics as a microservice can give an enterprise, where they can conform to that microservices architecture not only from an integration standpoint but an analytical standpoint as well. Thank you.